Okay, so we have now a fairly good range here of different colours. The final effect differs once you've applied finish of some sort. So a lacquer will obviously deepen the colour, make it sort of pop a little bit more, as does an oil finish, which does work with these, although it tends to lift a little bit of the stain in the first one or two coats, depending on how you apply it.
Yes.
You need to bear that in mind.
Yeah, you absolutely have to let it dry completely before applying a finish. Typically, at least kind of 3 or 4 hours between applying the stain and moving on to the next step. The longer the better, though.
Luthiers do tend to be in a little bit of a rush, especially at this stage. It's something to not do.
Yeah.
The final 5% of what you do is the first thing the customer sees. Take your time, make sure it's done right, and you'll be good.
All right. The concentrate yellow.
You should have that done there. So we've got the Stunning Stain shots, which are much darker. In fact, let me just show you those quickly then. I'm going to just mess around. With these shots, you can do pretty much anything you want. I dropped this bottle on the floor the other day. So, just go down there. No. You can tell I use these a lot. So that's green, phthalo blue. Sorry, green denim blue. There's all sorts of blues there. Whoops. See, none of them splurted out, and then that one just went crazy. Okay, so these are properly concentrated. Whoops.
Pro tip, don't spray things directly on or near guitars because it will splatter everywhere.
They will splatter everywhere. I wasn't expecting to go quite that splattery. Let me move it down here. Okay, now the beautiful thing, I would normally mix these into a container and then mix as such. But, and there was far too much of that yellow on there. Let's wick some of that off. There we go. But you can get some insane effects using different colours, and using the water you can rub it right back as well, or dilute the effect. These poor flimsy pieces of wood are
About to get warped.
hell yeah. So that's various different effects there. Let's go for a phthalo blue. And we've ended up with a completely different green to what we started with. So, yeah. And it's just a case of playing and messing around. Now, sorry, may I squeeze in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought I did. Ooh, that looks like fun. So, what do we have? blues. Let's say concentrated yellow. That's pretty. Isn't that cool? Drop cherry red, and that will give us an amberish sort of thing. So that's fairly light. It's a lighter brown than the amber, or lighter colour than the amber we get there. And you can layer it up a little bit and mess around. And yeah, go in there and completely change the colour entirely. What else? What have we got here? It's more yellow. These droppers sometimes drop a lot if you're not careful. And here we have the same colour, just with a little bit more yellow. That burst is stunning.
Thank you. It's like a sunrise.
It does. All right. So I need to write on what. Here's the penetration. That's just gone straight through 2 mil of maple there, where I put the concentrate on.
The yellow pre-mixed.
Yes. Just put that one away.
Okay.
No. It's purple. This is fun. That way. This is the orange.
Get the royal blue there.
There you go, sir.
Thank you.
This is just awesome fun, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It does kind of feel like I'm back in kindergarten. What do you call preschool? space.
Thank you. Give the fallow.
I've been waiting for you to.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, you win. The hell did you do with the house?
It's red, a burst of phthalo blue around the edge, and then blended in pure water so you get the highlights out of it.
Yeah.
Mix the two together.
That's really pretty.
Yeah.
I want that on a guitar. The lid back on every time you use it. Now, with the shots, how often do you use them, and what do you use them for?
I use them all the time because I like custom colors.
So you're mixing up a color in a.
Yeah, a lot of times I'll do it on the instrument. Careful blending, you can really get away with a lot
Yeah,
on top of the
absolutely.
instrument. And sometimes, a lot of times you make something up in a bottle and it's not going to be what ends up on the surface.
No.
It just depends on how it absorbs, that particular piece of wood absorbs the stain and how it refracts the light once it stains on there.
Yeah.
Also, keep in mind what kind of color your finish is going to add to it at the end. Most lacquers have a slight yellow hue to them,
Yeah.
unless you specifically get a crystal lacquer. And that's, so you just have to accommodate. If it's a blue guitar, it's going to have an element of greens in the very, very lightest parts,
Yes.
which you can emphasize or de-emphasize by maybe you stain a little bit of red in the base coat, sand it back, and then put the blue over, so that you get more of a purple hue, which with the yellow on top will just darken it down a little bit.
Yeah. And oils, guitar finishing oil, same sort of thing. It adds more yellows and golds to it than otherwise would be. Do you sand down a black base when you do that? So I will often, apply the black, leave it for a lot longer than I'm going to with this one, and then sand back lightly with 240 or something.
Yeah, I'll usually I'll stick with a higher grit, so
Yeah, 320.
or even 400 sometimes, depending on what I'm trying to achieve.
This is another valid finish, actually. Sort of a charcoal grey. Chose the wrong piece of wood to do that with. Didn't have any grain to bring out.
Yeah.
So.
And a lot of times people think, oh, I'm going to bring out the grain with this. What they really mean is the figure.
The figure, yes, there was a figure on that one.
And you can't, there's not a huge amount you can do with just grain and wood. It's hard, dense material. It's not going to really, you're not going to get much out of it in terms of color differential.
No.
That is not already there. The purple pre-mixed.
Do.
Thank you. Okay. Deep black. Thank you.
Cherry red. Now watch the play. It's a rather messy job, isn't it?
Just a bit.
Especially if you don't put the lid on. So, I guess what we've proved is that you can mix them.
Definitively.
And that's the whole beauty of this particular range of stains and type of stains.
Mm-hmm.
It does raise the grain slightly,
Yeah,
whereas
make
spruce
sure.
stains don't.
Make sure you definitely raise the grain thoroughly beforehand, 3-4 times, just until it stops raising up, essentially.
So basically take a damp cloth, wipe it over your guitar lightly. You don't want to flood it with water. That will raise the grain. Once it's dry, resand 400 grit maybe.
I do 300. I just keep going to 300 until it stops coming up.
There we go. And at that point, you're good to go. You can mix the Stunning Stain shots with whatever you want. It could be mixed with water like we've been doing here, or you could mix it with alcohol.
Denatured alcohol works
Denatured
quite well.
alcohol is the word I was looking for, yeah. And it's that's why we do them actually, is because people, well, one, ordering 12 of these is, they're fairly heavy, and we ship around the world, so instead of these you can order the shots. One green shot will make, I think, 2 of these. Or buy a full set of the shots and then just
Experiment.
and play. Most of what we've done here has actually been playing around just with the stains as they come pre-mixed. I do think we're going to have to do a full range of colours though, of browns, sorry, because that'll be fun. I'll get you to work those out because you're awesome. But there we go. What else? It's just about playing with the base colours.
Yeah, just experiment, because you can do anything with these colors. Literally anything.
Yeah. Fun times. Okay. Well, I hope this has sort of inspired you at the very least. I suppose it has been a tutorial of sorts, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, this space. Why don't you walk us through what you've done on these quickly?
Okay.
End up.
So this is an amber base. I then burst the edge by hand with a little bit of the crimson red concentrate, and then run around the edge of that with the pre-mixed black. I fade that all together and kept washing back until I got that kind of fiery burst that I was looking for.
Now, you said that nonchalantly, yes, I've just, by hand, I've burst this. That is something that hobby guitar builders forever struggle with. To get a good burst by hand without a spray.
Yeah.
I mean, we struggled with that in the past, yeah.
Most consistent way really is just buy a cheap airbrush. You can get the airbrushes for 5-10 quid online. It doesn't need to be a good one, especially if you're just spraying stain through it. Any airbrush will spray stain. It's thin enough to work. And then just whatever small compressor you have available will usually power it. Doing it by hand, just make sure you don't have a huge amount on your cloth. Just work it up slowly. Keep adding layer, keep adding layer, keep adding layer. And don't forget, water is your friend. You can blend it all back in together as soon as you hit a point where you're happy with the color, the saturation of it. Blend it back in. It'll fade the whole thing out, and then just keep adding back in until you get back to the color, and keep fading, and just repeat the process until you're happy with it.
This is very, very, very flexible, and that's why we like it. Sorry, carry on.
So this is the cherry red base with the the royal blue on the outside edge, and then faded all together to give that really nice kind of slight burst effect, but mostly just the that kind of faded lilac red sort of hue. This guy, I quite like how this one turned out. So that was purple on one side, yellow on the other, and then blended together with a bit of red. And that gives that really nice kind of fade between the colors. This guy is a phthalo blue base with the purple and crimson red on the outside, just to give the right shade of purple I was after. And then blend it together to give a nice burst effect. This is the yellow with the phthalo blue on the outside edge to give a nice green burst.
I'm hearing a lot of phthalo blue.
I love phthalo blue. It's a great color. And this, similar to this one, is a yellow base with the black and the red on the other side blended all together to create a similar effect to that, but in more of a flamey sort of color.
Yeah.
And I've basically done pretty much the same things, blues and purples. That was just messing around, sort of a...
Pollock-esque.
Yeah, there we go. That's my inspiration. Cherry red on top and the base, black base on one side, and you can see the multitude of colours you can get just with 3 there. It's the same, yeah, it's basically just messing around. We're lucky we have a lot of offcuts. These are all offcut pieces of flame maple left over from making tops and bits and pieces.
Yes.
But yeah, even if you only have a couple of pieces of wood, sand them back and start again until you get something that you like. It's all about playing.
Yeah.
And there we go. Okay, I feel it's going to take some editing to make this feel not long and boring. Good luck, Talitha. But there we go. Thank you very much, Christopher.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Please click like and subscribe. Check out the links below to where you can get these stains. And yeah, we really appreciate your support. Thank you for watching. Yeah, have fun. Have fun.
Yes, thank you.
We build, what, 5-10 guitars a month, something like that, around about? And we still don't build enough guitars that need stain so that we can play more with stain.
It's true. Most of ours have most of our woods are rather stunning natural tops, so...
Exactly. We're sort of stuck.
Knowing when not to stain is just as important as knowing when to stain, I guess.
Well, yeah, this is very, very true. Cool beans. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you. Pen goes there.
Yeah.